Welcome to the playoffs.
Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? I just hope we're going to win a game. Another game.
Well, we haven't been doing very well winning many games.
Overall records are out, but last week first, Mike Jacoby, the guest CEO, was 2-4. Jacob was 2-4. Owen and I were 3-3. Overall for the season, we're all hovering near 500. Actually, Jacob's not even that close to 500. You're supposed to be the know-it-all, and you're not doing that well. I'm over 500, winning. Owen is second. Jacob is in third place. Not good. Not good at all. This week, it's playoffs, and we got 4 NFL games, and we got 1 national championship game for the college, and we're all going to pick 6 games. We're going to pick 1 over/under in addition to all 5 games versus the spread. So the over/under game is going to be a game of our choice, our choosing, and we're going to go with picking every single game. So Owen, how are we looking? Come on up. Let's start out. I put myself first this week. I'm not sure why. I never usually do that, but today I did. So I will start out with the Raiders versus the Texans. I'm going to choose the Raiders. I know that the quarterback is not strong, that they get the third stringer, but I'm taking the Raiders. I think they're a better team. I think the Raiders will beat the spread. I know they're 3.5-point underdogs. Jacob, you want to voice your opinion on that?
I agree with the Raiders. In fact, I think the Raiders will win outright.
Okay.
Because I think the Texans, the Raiders may have the third string quarterback, but the Texans, it's also controversy in the quarterback.
Why is that?
Because Bill O'Brien took Brock Osweiler out of the game in one game and replaced him with Tom Savage.
Mm-hmm.
And now Savage is injured, and now I think they have to go back to Brock, but it's a quarterback mess.
Okay.
And the Raiders are the better team with a better record.
Mm-hmm.
And because this isn't the Bengals, which the Texans do well against, they won't win.
Okay, fine.
So Raiders will win 17-13. And for the 4th time in 6 years, the playoff starts in Houston. Houston, we have a problem.
It's also going to end in Houston.
Is that right?
You're right, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Houston, we have a problem.
Okay, very good. Owen.
All right. It's true. I think the Raiders are a better team, but that's when Derek Carr is healthy. So both these teams are coming into the playoffs without a solid quarterback situation. But the Texans were without a solid quarterback to begin with. The Raiders have been doing great with Derek Carr all season, and they suddenly lost him. So I think definitely a defensive battle. I think the Texans have the edge because they're a playoff team even without a decent quarterback. At least in their division they are. So they're going to win it 17-14.
You like the Texans, 17-14.
But the Raiders cover.
That's true.
Raiders cover. So all 3 of us have the Raiders covered. Owen only by a half point. Okay. Excellent. Lions at Seattle. Seattle's a powerhouse playoff team. Lions never made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Jacob, you want to start?
First of all, this is how I feel after the Redskins game after they lost.
I don't want to talk about the Redskins. I don't want to talk about the Redskins game. Don't want to talk about it.
I just feel like the Lions shouldn't even be in the playoffs by the way they've been playing right now.
Good point. Go ahead.
That's why I mentioned it. And the
Well-
Redskins would have taken that spot if they did it.
Yeah, the Redskins are toast. They disappointed us horrendously last weekend. Don't want to talk about the Redskins. What's going to happen here?
I know that Seattle hasn't been playing their best ball recently,
Yeah.
but it's in Seattle, and this
Yeah.
is the playoffs, and Stafford hasn't been doing well outdoors. He's been the indoor king.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pick an interesting score, but I think Seattle will just cover it, 24-15.
24-15 Seattle. Okay, so you got Seattle covering. Owen?
I like Seattle as well. I think the spread, it might be a little large. Seattle obviously has a great home field advantage, especially in the playoffs, prime time game, and the Lions have been rough on the road, especially rough overall in the second half of the season. So I'll take Seattle to just cover it, make it 28-19. Another 9-point game.
Well, guys, I disagree. The Lions are a better team than you're giving them credit for. Seattle is good, but I think the Lions are going to cover. I think it's too many points. Give me the Lions. All right. Miami at Steelers. I'm going to start here. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't usually pick the score, but because we're doing one over-under, I'm picking this one. For the over-under, I'm going over in this game, Steelers versus Miami.
And what about the spread?
I'm going to get there. But in this game, I'm going over. I'm also picking the Steelers versus the spread. I think the Steelers are prime. I think Miami is not as good as their record is. I'll take the Steelers. I think the Steelers will win something like 34-20 or something like that.
I like that.
Okay? So that's my pick. Jacob, let's say Owen, why don't you start?
I think if Ryan Tannehill were healthy, this could be a reasonably close game, and Miami would certainly cover a 10-point spread, but I just don't know what they're going to get without the starting quarterback. The third team out of 12 in the playoffs without the starting quarterback right now.
What's Tannehill's injury?
Not sure.
It was, I forgot.
All
Okay,
right.
go on.
I think the Steelers win it 30-17.
30-17 Steelers. Okay.
I disagree. First of all, I think the spread's way too high. Now, I will tell you this. I do think the Steelers are going to win because of redemption. This is a revenge game because in Week 6, the Dolphins killed the Steelers.
Ah, good
In
point.
fact, they doubled their score, literally,
Okay.
30-15.
Okay.
The Ben Roethlisberger got hurt that game,
Mm-hmm.
and it started the Dolphins' run.
Okay.
After they were 1-4, they got a run. So it is redemption. It is revenge, certainly. But I do not think. But people tend to forget. The backup quarterback Matt Moore. You remember he actually won in Buffalo
Okay.
in an overtime thriller.
Okay.
So the backup quarterback, and he also helped them guide a victory against the Cardinals and the Jets.
Okay.
So this quarterback has proven that he can win.
Okay.
But I don't think that they will be able to beat the Steelers, who have been on a roll right now.
Yeah.
I am going to pick (28-24) Steelers. The Dolphins cover.
Okay. Okay, Miami covers. Excellent. Now, next game, Giants at Packers. Owen, you want to start?
Yeah, so the last two times Giants won the Super Bowl, in 2011, 2007, I think were those the years?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. They had to go through Lambeau and beat the Packers on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And this year reminded me of those last 2 years, especially obviously with this playoff matchup. I think they showed last week. I know I'm not supposed to bring up last week. They showed last week that they can win those close, gritty, games that you might expect from a playoff, a difficult away game like Lambeau. And I think they're going to win it outright, just barely, 24-23.
Wow.
24-23 G-Men. All right. Jacob, you want to talk about that?
This, as far as I can't stay and look at the Giants right now, I think this will be the best game all weekend.
Yeah.
This is a competitive game. Giants have the better record, but the Packers have had the wall and the home field advantage.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think the Giants will cover,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going with the Pack because it's in Lambeau and it might be revenge. I think Mike McCarthy needs the win.
Okay.
I am also picking a defensive battle because the
Yeah.
Giants,
I would pick
what I
another.
found out from Henry is that the Giants, the most points the Giants gave up all year in one game, 29, and that was against the Redskins. And they haven't scored more than 28.
Yeah,
They
I would say.
So they've had
this would
these
be an under,
low-scoring games.
too. Yep.
And I think the Giants' defense is going to definitely win the table, but I think the Packers will win it 20-17 in overtime.
20-17 pack. I like it.
In overtime, the Giants cover. And I am confident it will be an under, so that will be my over-under pick.
I agree entirely. That would be
Under.
under.
And he said overtime.
Well, here's overtime. Green Bay against G-Men. Under. Jacob, I entirely agree with you. So I'm picking the Giants to cover. I think, so right now, we are all identical here. We're identical here. I'm different here, and,
That's the only difference.
which, we're all
I'm
different here.
No, Jacob has Miami covering.
Jacob's going to Miami covered. So we have two small differences, but we've both mostly been in agreement. Oh, and do you want to speak on an over/under at this point, or do you want to wait for the last
Yeah,
game?
I'm doing the college game.
All right. College game. I don't know much about the college football game, but I'll start just for the hell of it. Alabama is unstoppable. But Clemson just was tremendous last week. The game is where?
Tampa Bay, I think.
I think that Clemson showed that they're gonna cover. I'm gonna take the Clemson Tigers to upset the. I'm gonna say Clemson's gonna win outright, but I'm gonna say something like 31-30, something close.
I
Right.
disagree.
All right, go ahead. Jim.
Alabama, I think, has been running the table.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that Clemson lost to Pitt at home in the year.
Wow. Okay.
And Alabama is just running the table, and I've learned from picking the Iron Bowl that do not pick against Alabama.
Okay.
So Alabama's just running the table. They can beat anybody by any amount.
Okay.
28-17 Alabama. I swear to God, Nick Saban is Satan.
Why?
That's a joke. Nick Saban.
That's terrible.
Well, also, he should have coached West Virginia. He's from West Virginia.
He is?
Yeah.
Okay, Alabama. All right.
Yeah, as his retirement job.
All right, Owen, go ahead.
Alright, I learned the same lesson Jacob learned when he picked the Iron Bowl last week when I picked Washington to cover the spread against Alabama. They did not. They were close, but fell short. So I think it's going to be a different game than you guys are predicting. I think it's going to be a lot more defensive. I think it's going to be 19-10 Alabama. And so that's my under.
Under. That's what bowl is it?
National Championship game.
All right, Nat Champ. All right, that's it. So we got an under there. We got 3 different unders, and for the most part, we got pretty similar picks. I think, you know what, I can't see Alabama losing, but I will take Clemson to cover. I'll stick with that. You guys convinced me that Alabama's going to win. All right, that's it for the week. I think we're going to do really well this week. Put your money in.
Yeah.
All in right now.
No, I have a call.